Hello and welcome to On the Mat with Lydia, that's me. And whatever has brought you to your yoga practice today, you are very welcome here. Today's class is Yoga to Celebrate Earth Day, and all of the poses in our flow today are inspired by animals. So this practice is really just a fun time to celebrate the earth, to celebrate your own animal nature, and to get your body moving on your mat. So whenever you're ready, let's get on the mat. Happy Earth Day, everyone. Let's start our practice on hands and knees. So when you're ready, please come to all fours, spreading your fingers nice and wide, clawing down through your fingertips and pushing up away from the earth. Lengthening your spine here, take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, begin to lift your belly button around your spine, finding your cat pose. With your next inhale, bring your heart forward, lifting your chest, lifting your chin, find your cow. And exhale once again, rounding your spine into your cat. Find your flow here as you inhale into your cow pose, big breath in. And exhale, slowly rounding back into your cat. Twice more here as you inhale, open your heart. And exhale, stretch through your spine. Once more here with your breath, inhaling into your cow. And exhaling into your cat. With that, lengthening your spine, take a big breath in. Exhale, tuck your toes, push your hips back and up. Let's find our downward facing dog. Perhaps walking your hands forward a little closer to the top of your mat as you step back through your feet and find that kind of inverted V shape through your body. Pushing your hips high, maybe wagging your tail here, pedaling your heels as you land in your downward dog pose. And let's take a full breath in here and let it out. With your next inhale, sweep your right leg back into three-legged dog. As you exhale, draw your right knee forward towards your right hand and step that foot to the outer edge of your pinky. Gently drop your back knee down, coming into your lizard lunge as you wiggle through your hips and lift through your chest. So take a moment here, if it feels good, to take some just organic movement through the hips, the lower body. Eventually landing in this stretch with the hips, the pelvis rooting down and your chest lifting up. Now maybe it feels nice to turn your right toes out slightly, helping you to really open into that right hip. Wherever you are, really push down into the outer edge of that right foot. And then think about hugging your inner right thigh towards you. Now plant down through your left palm. Right hand comes to your right leg. With an inhale, turn your chest open towards your right knee and exhale as you land in your twist. So just as before, rooting down through your right foot, hugging in through your right inner thigh. As your thigh hugs in, let your right hand push against your leg. Beautiful, drawing your shoulders back, chest is proud as you take another inhale here. With your exhale, slowly release, right hand finds the earth. Tucking your back toes to lift your back knee, let's step it back to our downward facing dog. Once again, opportunity here to maybe wiggle your hips, maybe shake your head side to side. Just finding yourself settled in your downward facing dog as you take another big breath in and let it out. Next inhale sweeps that left leg back into three-legged dog. Wiggle the toes as you exhale, draw that left knee forward and step your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Right knee gently drops down as you wiggle through your hips and find your lizard lunge on this side. Once again, perhaps turning your left toes out to a diagonal. That's going to take some pressure off of that left knee as well. So maybe that feels good for you today. And as you land in your lizard, really root down through your right hand, down through your left foot. Let that left hand travel to your left thigh. Leg and hand pushing against each other as you inhale and turn your chest open into a twist. With your exhale, really drop your right hip down towards the earth. As you push through your palms, let yourself lean back into this twist. So really opening through the front of your body. And let's take another inhale here. With your exhale, slowly unwind, bringing your left hand down. Now this time, let's slide that left knee back to meet the right, passing through this kind of kneeling plank position here. Let's take another inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, slowly lower yourself down onto your belly. Lengthening out nice and long here, legs reaching back behind you, feet rooting down into the earth. Your hands will stay framing your chest as you take an inhale and lift your heart to hover over the mat. Spread your collarbones wide as you take another inhale here. And with your exhale, slowly lower your forehead down. Flowing with your breath as you inhale, rise your heart, baby cobra. With your exhale, slowly lower down. Keep it going. Inhale, lift your heart, stay heavy down through your hips. And exhale, lower to the mat. Twice more, big breath in, baby cobra. Exhale to release. This time as you inhale, lift your heart, find that baby cobra. If you'd like, stay here or add on, lifting your hands, reaching your arms back towards your feet. Maybe even letting your legs lift, moving into your locust pose. Hips anchored down as your belly button lifts up, giving you length as you hover here. Take another inhale. Exhale, gently release, come back onto your belly. Stacking one hand on top of the other, let your forehead rest down and maybe wag your hips side to side here. Beautiful. Now when you're ready, keeping that left leg long behind you, let's bend into the right knee and slide that right leg open to your side. So right knee coming about in line with your right hip, maybe slightly below the line of the hip. And thinking about turning that right hip down to face your yoga mat, giving you lots of length through your inner right thigh. Moving into our half frog pose here, making a little frog leg shape through that right leg. Feeling into that right hip. Now maybe the stretch feels quite intense here today. Maybe you don't feel a lot of sensation. Wherever you are in this moment, really find your breath. So even if we don't take our bodies deeper into the pose, our breath has a lot of power in these postures. You can use your breath to really deepen the stretch by sending your energy, your breath, your awareness into that right hip. And asking your breath, hey, can you create a little bit more space here? Can you help me in this stretch? So let's stay for about another 3 rounds of breath here, exploring that relationship of breath and body. And if you'd like, head can stay relaxed on your hands. Maybe you're kind of lifted up, maybe even up on the forearms if that feels nice. You always have options to explore on your mat here. Now let's take one more inhale in our half frog. And exhale. Awesome. We're going to keep the right leg as it is. Slowly begin to turn yourself to rest on the left side of your body. I like to bring my left hand under my head, kind of like a little calendar pose here. And that right leg is going to stay in front of you as a nice kickstand. Now really think about lengthening your left leg back, planting that left thigh onto the earth. And then when you're ready, begin to bend into your left knee, drawing your heel towards your glute. Final piece of the puzzle here, that right arm sweeps back, catching your left foot, gently hugging in for cat got its tail pose. So really sweet stretch for the front of that left thigh. Hips are staying heavy, just relaxing towards the mat. And we're gently hugging heel to glute. Beautiful. Now through the upper body, if it feels okay for your neck, you can stay with your hands supporting your head. If it feels better for you, you can relax yourself down, finding a nice long line through the spine. And we'll stay for about 3 more rounds of breath here on this side. Maybe you'd like to even close your eyes here, really dive into the sensation of this stretch. And let's take another inhale here. With your exhale, slowly, gently release your left foot, bringing your right hand back down to the mat. Let's slide that right leg back to meet the left and turn back onto the belly once again. Pause here, notice how you feel down through the lower body. And then we're going to try all that on the other side. So this time we're going to bring that left knee out to the side for our half frog. Bending that left knee about in line with your hip, maybe a little below the line of your hip. And then that left ankle will be about in line with your left knee. So we're making this kind of 90-degree angle there with the leg. And then once again, can you imagine really turning the front of your left hip down towards the mat? That's what's going to give you that stretch through the inner line of the thigh into the hip. And as we stay for about 3 more rounds of breath, you can settle into your variation through the upper body that feels best for you today. Sending your breath down into that left hip, looking for a little release. Awesome. And in our half frog here together, let's all take another big breath in and let it out. From here, gently rolling to the right side of your body, supporting your head with that right hand. Keeping your left knee bent as a nice support here. Lengthening through that right leg, plant your thigh into the earth. And when you're ready, start to bend your right knee, curling your heel in towards your glute. Now for today, you might stay right here, or maybe you sweep that left arm back, catching onto your foot. Pulling on the foot as you kick into your hand, feeling that resistance help you to stretch through the front of your right thigh. Now, as always, you have control over the sensation in this stretch. So if you need more sensation, you can think about sending your right knee wider, so away from your body. If you need less sensation, the thigh comes closer to you, and you can release that hand so that you're not curling in quite as much. So choose your own adventure here as we stay for 3 more rounds of breath in our cat got its tail pose. Keeping your hips heavy and keeping the sides of your waist long here. So resisting that urge to really hike your hips up towards your shoulders, instead pushing that left hip especially away from you. Lovely. Let's stay for another inhale here. As you exhale, slowly, gently release your right foot, rolling back onto your stomach when you're ready, hands coming back to frame either side of your chest. Now, big breath in to push yourself up through your kneeling plank. Feel that release through the stomach. And then send your knees nice and wide as you bring your big toes together and sit yourself back to child's pose for a moment here. Lengthening through your spine as you relax head, hips, heart towards the earth. And let's keep the arms stretching forward, lengthening out through your fingertips. Please take a big breath in here. As you exhale, walk your hands over to the right edge of your mat, adding a little side stretch here. Inhale, reach forward through your fingertips, reaching over to that right edge. And exhale, relax, release down into the earth. Again, inhale, think about reaching, lengthening, especially through those left fingertips. And then exhale, feel that release. One more inhale here, stretching through your left side body. And then as you exhale, start to walk your arms back through center and all the way to the other side of your mat. So this time, reaching to that left edge of your mat, which will stretch your right side waist. Inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to soften. Again, feel that inhale, pressing your hips back, reaching your fingertips forward. And exhale, get heavy. One final inhale here on this side. And as you exhale, come back through center, walking your arms to the middle of your mat and melting down into your child's pose. One more breath in here. And breath out. Now start to walk your arms even closer together until your thumbs touch and you can start to press your forearms down into the mat. With an inhale, lift your hips away from your heels, shifting your weight forward until your shoulders stack over your elbows. So again, hands are together as elbows are under the shoulders, making kind of a little diamond shape here or a triangle with the arms. Now please tuck your toes behind you. Hug your navel in and up, getting strong through your center. With an inhale, start to lift your knees, push your hips to the sky, walking your feet closer to your arms as you exhale and land in your dolphin pose. Really pushing through your upper arms, hugging your arms in towards your ears. So really strong shoulders as we lift the hips in our dolphin. Very similar to our downward facing dog, but now getting the forearms a little bit more involved. Keep thinking about lightness up through your tail here. We just have one more breath in. You got this. As you breathe out, slowly drop your knees down to the mat. Lift up off of your forearms, start to walk your hands back towards you, coming all the way to stand on your knees. Now I invite you to keep your toes tucked behind you for this one. Hands will come to your hips. Think about using your hands to lengthen your tailbone down towards the earth as you lift your spine really tall in the opposite direction. Now roll your shoulders back, bringing your elbows behind you, almost like chicken wings here. Let's take an inhale. Think about lifting your heart. With your exhale, pull your shoulders, your head back as you press your heart to the sky, finding a back bend. Inner thighs hug towards one another. Tailbone keeps lengthening down. Stay right here with hands on hips or bring one hand back to your heel. Reach your other arm up to the sky. Again, stay right here. You can switch sides whenever you're ready, or both hands come back towards your heels in your camel pose. Really sweet release through the chest as you back bend here. Keep breathing into the heart, into the ribs, into the upper back. You got this. Take another inhale here. With your exhale, bring your hands back to your hips if they're not already there. Then inhale, slowly start to upright your spine once again, stacking head over heart over hips. And with your exhale, gently sit yourself back onto your heels. If this doesn't feel comfortable for your knees, you can always come to a seated position or stay standing on the knees. Beautiful. Just pausing here for a moment, letting your spine kind of recalibrate after that really sweet back bend. Let's take a full breath in and let it out. Lovely. Coming back onto your knees if you're not already there. Let's bring the hands back towards the heels now, finding a soft grip on the feet. With your inhale, start to lengthen your spine forward, bringing your hips away from your heels. As you exhale, round your spine like cat pose. As you start to dip your head down, bringing the top of your head towards the floor. Coming into our rabbit pose here. So in your rabbit, the tip of the head is down on the mat, but the weight stays back in the hips. So we're really lifting at the navel, curving through the spine to get that sweet stretch without any pressure on the neck. And we'll stay for just a few more breaths here. Hands hugging the heels, heels kicking back into your hands. You got this. Let's take another full breath in our rabbit. With your breath out, slowly begin to scoot your hips back towards your heels, releasing through the head. Hands come around in front of you as you press through hands and knees. Beautiful. Sit your hips to one side. When you're ready, bring your legs around in front of you. And let's find a nice, comfortable seated position on the mat. Awesome. Bringing your soles of your feet together, let's let the knees drop open, setting up for our butterfly fold here. So as you sit nice and tall, let the soles of your feet really press together and let gravity take hold of the knees. As your knees open up, starting to feel that stretch through your hips. You can stay right here for today, or if you want to go a little bit deeper, let's inhale to sit nice and tall. And exhale to fold forward in our butterfly. Now, the farther you fold forward, the more intense the stretch is going to be, of course. So if you need less sensation for your hips, bring it up. If you need a little bit more, you can let yourself really melt down. And we'll stay here for about 5 rounds of breath here. During this time, if you'd like to readjust the shape at all, maybe come a little deeper or come out of it a little bit more, know that you are always free to do so. You can always make those adjustments at any time. And while we breathe here, this is a really great opportunity to come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Reacquainting yourself with each inhale, each exhale as your breath moves through your body. Here in our butterfly, we'll take one more inhale and exhale completely. As you inhale, slowly rise back up to seated. Take your time to do so. Hands come to the outer edges of your legs as you press your legs back together. And then bring yourself into your comfortable seat. So maybe crossing the legs, maybe sitting back onto the heels. We're going to finish our practice today with our lion's breath. Just a short little pranayama practice here to round things out. So I'll show you the breath first, and then there is actually a posture that goes along with this breath if you want to go for the full thing today. So this is a really fun, really releasing breath, great for the end of our practice here, where we inhale through the nose just as you normally would, but with your exhale, you're going to open your mouth really wide, stick out your tongue, and let out a nice big roar. So it's going to be something like this. All right, so that is our lion's breath. We're going to do 3 of those here together. If you want to add the pose, you're going to come onto your knees and let the knees open out nice and wide, keeping your feet together, knees apart. Sitting some weight back towards the heels, your hands will come in between your thighs. Now, usually the fingers are turning back towards you. If that doesn't feel great for your wrists, you can simply plant the palms. But maybe fingers turn back, palms rooting down, and then you'll do your lion's breath here, breathing in, and then sticking out the tongue with that exhale. And usually with that exhale, you look up as well. So again, pose or no pose, 3 lion's breaths all together. Let's do this. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Make some noise with this as you inhale here. And exhale. One more big breath in. Stick out your tongue, let it go. Beautiful. Coming back to your comfortable seat, back to your normal rhythm of breath. Let's take a few moments here to close the eyes. Notice how you feel. Taking a few final breaths on your mat today to soak in everything you just did in this fun little flow to celebrate Earth Day together. If it feels right for you, I invite you to bring your palms together in front of your heart, gently pressing your thumbs against your sternum. Finding a little gratitude here as you end your practice, thanking yourself for showing up to your mat today, thanking your yoga for all that it has to offer you. And I thank you so much for meeting me on the mat. A very happy Earth Day to you. If you have the opportunity, get outside, let yourself celebrate, connect with nature, connect with yourself. And until the next time we meet on the mat, be well. Namaste.